An Australian palliative care nurse spent 8 years sitting at the bedsides of the dying. She recorded what they wished they had done differently. The number one regret on her list, repeated by patient after patient, was not about money or fame or career. It was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Today's Memorial Day, and this is a great question to ask ourselves. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Lisa, and this is Science Backed, Soul Supported. Today is Memorial Day, the day that we honor those who fought in wars so that we could live free. This is day one of week 4. Don't miss your life. So, 7 Mindful Questions is 5 years old this year, and the questions have never been more relevant. Today's Memorial Day, the day we set aside as a country to remember the people we've lost, and specifically the ones who lost their lives in service. The cookouts and the long weekend, and if you're old enough to remember, the white shoes came out. That's all the surface of the day. And underneath it is something much older. Underneath is the question every culture has eventually asked: how do we let the dead teach us how to live? That question is what the entire 4th week of this month is about. For 3 weeks, we've walked the 7 mindful questions slowly, one step at a time. Aware, because, care, pause and breathe, and choose a better alternative. The whole staircase. This week, we stop walking the staircase as homework and start running it as a way of living. The questions become a breath. They become a habit. They become the thing that catches you in real time before the day eats you alive. And there's no better doorway into that practice than today. And with the help of an extraordinary piece of research, in 2009, an Australian palliative care nurse named Bronnie Ware began writing down what her dying patients told her in the last weeks and days of their lives about what they had wished they'd done differently. I actually met Bronnie at a Hay House writer's workshop, and she's just an amazing person. And she's one of the most wonderful success stories that came out of the Hay House writer's workshop. So anyway, she spent 8 years at the bedside, and in 2011, she turned the work into a book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, that has now been published in more than 30 languages. The number one regret, repeated by patient after patient, not occasionally but consistently, was this: I'd wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life that others expected of me. Not, I wish I'd made more money, or I wish I'd worked harder, or I wish I'd been thinner, or more successful, or more important. No. The number one regret was the missed life. The life unlived because someone else's expectations were running the show. Ware's other top regrets are equally honest. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number 3, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. Number 5, I wish I had let myself be happier. Now, notice what this list is. It's the 7 mindful questions in reverse. The dying are telling us what happens when you skip them, when you never ask, what am I doing right now? You end up doing what other people wanted. When you never ask, why do I care? You end up working on things you didn't care about. And when you never pause, you never notice the missed life until it's too late to live it. And I certainly don't want that for you. Memorial Day is not just for honoring the dead. It's for letting the dead honor us with what they learned. The soldiers who died young did not get to choose a fuller life. The people we've lost in our families did not get to come back and try again. Bronnie Ware's patients cannot rewrite the script, but we can. We are the still living. We are the ones who can still answer the 7 questions. This morning, today, before the coffee gets cold. That's what the rest of this week's about. Tomorrow we go into Augenblick, the German word for the blink of an eye. And really what that means is everything can change in the blink of an eye. Wednesday, we'll run the 7 questions in the morning rush. Thursday, at the dinner table during a hard conversation. Friday, at every small choice point. Saturday, on the eve of a blue moon. And Sunday, under the blue moon herself, the rare second full moon of May, because a fully lived life is statistically just as rare. Today, though, is for remembering, specifically for remembering the people we have loved, lost, or never got to meet, and asking them directly on the page or out loud what they would tell us to stop missing. So here's today's challenge. Before the cookout or maybe after, take 10 quiet minutes and light a candle if that's your tradition, and write the name of that one person you've lost by death or distance or by the slow drift of life. Ask them on the page one question. What would you tell me not to miss? Write whatever comes. The dead are surprisingly good at answering. The Power of 7 workshop is where we walk all 7 questions together as community. 4 Wednesdays starting June 10th, 16 days from today. And it's the practice of not missing your life in real time, in community. Workshop link is in the description. If today's video met you where you are, hit the like, drop a comment, and remember that I read every single comment. Click the like and the share and the repost and the subscribe, especially the subscribe. I really appreciate all of you, my subscribers. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.